Welcome to Cofield Country Outdoors. It's been a while since I've done a video. Well, today we're going to make some beaver snares. This year I'm not going to trap coach very much. I'm going to concentrate all my efforts on beavers and bobcats. I will have to trap a few coats on some places that I normally trap if I want to keep trapping there. But otherwise, I'm going to mainly focus on beavers and bobcats. So anyways, we're going to go through how to make a beaver snare, or how I make a beaver snare. I make it a little bit different than a lot of people, but it's a very effective snare. Well, anyways, here we go. Alright guys, first thing we got to do when we make our beaver snare is we got to get our cable. I like using 3/32 aircraft cable. This is 3/32 7x7 aircraft cable. I use a shear lock for my snare lock, and unlike a lot of people, I use an extremely large Roscoe stainless steel Roscoe swivel. These Roscoe swivels, they are test rated at 600 pounds, so it's plenty big enough to plenty stout enough to hold anything. The reason I like these is because they're very low profile and they don't get hung up on everything. They're nice and smooth, and it just don't hang up on everything like a snare swivel. So anyways, first comes first, I cut my snares for beaver at 28 inches, which already is quite a bit smaller than most people cut their snares. But when I'm beaver trapping with a snare, I like having a nice small snare. They're just easier to handle and easier for me to set, especially on beaver slides and stuff. So I start with my 28-inch piece of cable. Then I put my stop button on the end. When I put my stop button on, I like to have about a 1/16 of an inch hanging out the end of that stop button. And I'm going to give it a crimp. Like so. Then I'm going to give it another crimp. Alright, that's a pretty good crimp right there. It's not going anywhere. Now once I have my stop button on, I'm going to bend this down like so. I'm going to take a pair of pliers and I'm going to crimp it like that. And that's what you're going to have. Then I'm going to slide my shear lock on. Now there's a lot of good snare locks out there. The only reason I'm using a shear lock is because that's what I've always used. So I got my shear lock on there, and then I'm going to run it back through. Like so. And as you can see, it's going to do that. Well, anyways, before we get this all crimped up, I just wanted to make sure everything's doing right. I want to put some memory in this snare. So I'm going to take my snare. I'm going to grab it just like so. I'm going to come over here to my anvil. And I'm going to put some memory in this snare. What this is going to do is this is going to help load that snare to where it closes nice and smoothly when an animal hits it. When you get done loading your snare, you should have a candy cane. I need to load it a little more. I want more of this profile. So I'm going to get here, put a little more pressure on it. Now I've got the profile I want. Alright, so now I'm going to put my snare lock on. And see how nice and round that snare is. And on my beavers, I want about an 8-inch circle. That's pretty close to 8 inches. All right, now I'm going to put my swivel on. Got my ferrule, and then I put my swivel. Get it tight as I can up on that swivel, like so. Come in here, give it a couple crimps. And we've got a completed snare. Anyways, this is what our finished product looks like. So what you'll use this snare for is like on a beaver slide or something like that. You'll have it attached over here, and you got you a nice 8-inch circle. It's nice and compact, and if you want to attach from overhead, a neat little trick is you can take this and you can bend this over like this, making a 90-degree. And you could do this part in the field, of course. And now you can hang it overhead over your trail. And it doesn't hinder the movement of the snare one bit. Just makes it where it can sit vertically at the trail. So anyways, now all I got to do is boil this snare, get it to change color, and this stainless steel 600-pound test barrel swivel, I'll just hit it with a little black spray paint and we'll be ready to hunt. Well anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it helped somebody, and y'all have a good day.